Welcome to Home Dad Chat, brought to you by the National At Home Dad Network. My name is Brock,
My name is Danny.
and we are here to talk about life as stay at home dads. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
No, I don't want much. I even love handmade crafts made of macaroni. Come on now, you should know me. Times I might eat too much. No worry about my weight. Got the dad bod rocking on me. Sketches on my feet. Cargo shorts look good on me. I'm a dad, that's what I do.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. No backgrounds today, virtual backgrounds that is. My computer, let's play little taps for it, has died. It's an old Mac, so I mean it was time. It was refurbished originally, but thank God for work computers to live us by until I can get a replacement. So, but anyway.
Nice.
Speaking
and
of,
in solidarity, I
Yeah.
have dumped my background as well.
I
So
mean,
anybody
sometimes-
wants to see how messy my room is,
yeah, sometimes people just need to see where it all takes place.
the real, right? The real, not that,
Yeah,
not that
yeah.
marketed stuff. But
I will say that it's quite interesting. Like we've almost got matching shirts today, color wise, and our walls are very similar and like just shades of yellow.
that's right. That I'm not quite committed to a color, so I want something that will go with just about everything, but still kind of bright. Yeah.
Eggshell. No, I was kidding.
Yeah. Eggshell or whatever pale tinkle yellow this is.
Watered down egg yolk. Something along those lines.
Well, we were just talking about how, well, unpalatable will be in the morning. you and
Yes. Yeah, we're gonna be real fun for our families come tomorrow.
I. Anybody that ever listens to the show that thinks that Brock and I are nice, happy people, one, bless you. You're a kind-hearted soul. But two, I don't know about you, Brock, but when I don't eat, I get low blood sugar and I get just, I mean, I want to snap something. I'm like, "Grr," and I told Marnie's known this for 15 years at least. I told her before that. She finally figured it out. If I'm that way, toss a sandwich at me. Just seriously, it's just my blood sugar dropped. I forgot. I haven't eaten for whatever reason. So, but you're intentionally not eating tomorrow. Starting when?
So midnight tonight I have like
Ooh,
is
tonight.
so yeah, so basically like I pulled a steak out of the freezer to thaw. And I planned on eating a feast tonight before I go to bed. Literally, like I will probably just wait and like I'll snack throughout the day, and then maybe at like 10 o'clock I'll actually like fix me a hearty meal before I go to bed.
Yeah.
So I'm having shoulder surgery at 1:15 p.m., which is just a horrendous time because if that's already, you're looking at 13 hours plus 2 hours for the operation. So there's 15 hours plus coming out of anesthesia, which is probably another hour. So, I'm gonna it's gonna be rough, y'all. And,
right.
the nice part is though, like I get a nice nerve block, and so that actually will help me sleep. So and I'll get something to eat probably on my way home or when I get home, and then I'll probably just fall back to sleep, and that'll be my day. But you too. I mean, like today you were saying that you're kind of getting now your thing though, like I think is something that quite a few guys are getting ready to experience in life. I know that I'm right there on the cusp of it. I think next year because I'll be 45. But you're having a colonoscopy, is that right?
Yep. And we talk about in November usually or October sometimes we talk about Movember.
Yeah.
The worldwide charity that's their statement is changing the face of men's health, and I usually will focus in on mental health because that's kind of my wheelhouse. But they went first with testicular cancer and prostate cancer, and those are things we don't talk about these things. There's something we don't, as men, we don't ever talk about these things, and a lot of men were unfortunately getting cancer and not surviving. And one of the things that is right in line with all of that stuff we don't want to talk about is a colonoscopy.
Yep.
So yesterday I had to go on a truncated diet. I feel like an elephant at the zoo that they're trying to prepare him for surgery, and 2 days before he can't eat certain things. weird things. I mean, it makes sense when you think about it. But the first thing I read is like, well, you can have white bread or you can have white rice, but no seeds or wheats or, and he goes on. And I'm like, I haven't had white bread in other than maybe like a hamburger bun is white bread, but we eat wheat or honey wheat. It's just what we've done for, the kids grew up on it. It seemed healthier option, although honestly in a process without loaf of bread. So yesterday I didn't get any of my normal feed. And then today it's clear liquids only. It's liquids, liquids, liquids. And I could have Jello. And I'm like, I don't want.
So in other words, what I'm understanding is they want you to become a kid again. Like, hey, like you can only eat Wonder Bread and you can only have
and
Jell-O.
white rice. I'm like, why? We don't have any white rice. And not for any, like, we're not super healthy people. That's not it. We just got on a kick with brown rice, and it's just kind of heartier, and the kids like it. And I usually make it with a little bit of soy sauce. And a little bit of spice in there. So it's a little bit of, more than just a bland rice. And I'm like, I didn't realize how much of these things I relied on, but also the number of just nasty things that I could eat today. They're like, you could eat meat and eggs and white bread. And I'm like, can I get bacon? If we get bacon, I'm set. I can eat all day long. Right.
Yeah.
But, but I ate fewer calories, and then I'm not eating today at all, which is going to be HE double hockey sticks, because I'm an eater, especially an emotional eater, and then nothing tomorrow. And my appointment's at 12:40.
Oh, so we are very kindred
close.
spirits
Yes.
the next 24 hours.
I have told my kids, and I told Marnie, I told Marnie first, I said, look, I just want to let you know that Wednesday I'm going to be a jerk. Yeah. You need to brace yourself, because I'm not going to be able to stop some of this stuff. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to be aware of it. I'm going to be thinking about it, but it's still going to come out because it's going to be a snap. Right. And I said, but Thursday morning, I'm just going to be a straight up, either I'm going to be comatose and I'm barely going to be able to respond to you, and everything's just going to be a grumpy grunt, or I'm going to just immediately go, stop it. Oh, Dad, I was breathing. I know. Stop it. It's like, whoa, come on. So I braced her, and then I told all the kids, I said, these next couple of days, even on into Friday, possibly, definitely Thursday night, just be aware that if I say, hey, go do the dishes, don't give me any lip. Just go do it. Just don't give me any lip, because I'm not going to have the patience for anything. And the kids are like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, Dad. That's cool. They don't get it. My teenagers they don't understand. They're not gonna. One of them is gonna do something moronic or teenagery, which is pretty common around here, and it's gonna be an instant. I'm gonna pop off, and I'm planning to just walk off, go in the bedroom, go all the way in the back of the house, and scream into a pillow or something, and then come back and have a rational conversation.
You just walk around with like a big brown blanket around you, be like, I'm the bear of the house. Like, either get out of my way or catch these paws. Like, your choice.
Catch these paws. I come at you with my bare hands.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So it's going to be an interesting week, I think, for both of us. And I'm very happy that we both have loving, forgiving, compassionate families.
Through that.
Because, there's no way I would live. If Marnie wasn't as compassionate as she is, she would not put up with the crap she's going to go through in the next 2 days. She'd just be like, you're out. You're going to go sleep in the workshop. There's no heat, but I don't care.
I mean, better that than the alternative, which is, just all the bad things that can happen from not taking care of yourself,
right.
That's the other side of it. So, I mean, I think that's the thing, a lot of, and honestly, like, I guess that would be the thing that maybe deters a lot of guys from going through these procedures is, one, they don't want to deal with the kind of grind of I've got to do this thing, but on top of that too, like, I don't want to deal with the attitude that's going to come with it. It's like, I'm taking care of myself and I'm getting the shade because I'm taking care of myself. It's like, that ain't right. And and then of course too, the other side of it is that I guess, like, both sides of it is just the idea that you're being asked, are you taking care of yourself? Make sure you're doing this, make sure you're doing that. And then when you do it, then you get crap, and it's like, can't win. Yeah. And so, so definitely having supportive partners is a huge asset, and definitely something that it's I think it's just something you have to work on. Like, we've talked about that in prior conversations about just that relationships. You got to work on them, and they're gonna be tough. They're gonna have hard times, but you got to not give up, and you got to dig in and really just continue to chip away at whatever it is that's kind of making things callous, and allowing for that grace and just understanding of what's going on. So yeah, so I concur that it is definitely nice having a family that understands, and also is very supportive of taking care of yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very fortunate with Marnie, for sure.
Definitely.
She's also very low maintenance, which is delightful.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a lot of unreasonable needs or wants. She's very cool about things. Just she, with all this, she's like, yeah, I can handle all this. You're going to be in your bedroom, or in the bedroom, and you're going to be in the bathroom, because you have to take the super laxative, right, the night before in the morning of. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to stay in bed, read a book maybe, and be on the toilet forever, and then hopefully fall asleep at some point and get up at 5:30 so I can get my prep work done.
Yeah.
And and she said it was really cool. She said, you went through some stuff through pregnancy and childbirth. You put up with some stuff, and it's true. She was not a horrible person at all. Birth is disgusting. I don't care what people tell you, but it's also beautiful, but going through all that together as a couple, we really bonded in a lot of ways, because you do have to do, it's kind of like you hold their hair back if they're throwing up, kind of thing,
Right.
And
yeah.
she said, in this case, this is the point in your life where you're going to need some help, for a couple of days. I can do that. And it's amazing to me, because she's so busy at work. She's got so much to do, so much pressure on her, but she's still concerned about me sometimes. I love it.
I think that in a relationship, especially when you decide to start a family, that first kid and being born is kind of the first big test for a relationship in a lot of ways, as far as like, are we going to work as a team? Are we going to, push back and forth against each other? Like, how is this going to play out? Because you see different dads react different ways, especially when you're in, like our community with the National At-Home Dad Network. You see it in like the community with the stay-at-home dads. I've seen it in the Fathering Together groups as well. And it's interesting because I feel like, both parents, they either get it or they don't get it, or they just, they don't want to accept it, that we're going to have to work as a team here. Like there's going to be give and take, I guess, for lack of better like ways to say it, like everybody's going to have to deal with the shit. And like, that's the truth. I mean, in multiple ways. I mean, whether it be like, all right, I think for our arrangement, it always was, well, you feed them throughout the day. In the evenings, like I'll get up, and if you want to feed, then great. If not, like bottle it is, like however that works. But just allowing there to be the give and take of like, all right, like I need some rest, you need some rest, like that kind of deal, and being able to plan that out. I mean, I remember seeing where you hear this too, like, oh, I haven't taken a shower and I don't even know how many days. And I would tell my wife that, I'm like, I'm seeing these things where they're saying like, their parents aren't getting to take a shower for like multiple days. And she's like, oh, hell no, that ain't happening in this house. They're like, no. And I'm like, I agree with you. I'm like, that kid can either be laid down and can scream his little head off while taking a shower. I don't care. Or, if I'm around, like they be held, whatever it is. But it's like, I'm going to make it a priority to take care of myself as well as taking care of this small child. And I always like, anytime I see somebody who's like, I haven't taken a shower in XYZ days, and I'm like, come on, like you got to detach. Like it's just that simple. And I get it, it's hard, but that's part of self-care. And it's especially in the situation of a new a new element into the home, be it a screaming child, like, you gotta take time for yourself as well. So, and trust me, like, one, that kid's not going to remember that you like laid them down and went and took a shower. Like, there's no guilt that's being held harbored
Yeah.
or anything like that. So yeah, that's a big part of it. Like, just the whole idea of like, all right, here we are. Like, this is where the team play really comes in, because until then it's just this is the two of you taking care of each other. And you bring kids into it, and it's like, all right, like, we need to be able to make this work so that we can continue on. So that's the other side of it. And like I said, there's so many guys that you see that are struggling with that, and so hopefully, like, they can get to a place where the conversations that they have, like, actually bring things to a better place.
And focus on your health.
Right.
Focus on your health, because things like cancer are just awful and will destroy you, obviously. But even the little things that you do, get an eye exam once a year, go to the dentist regularly, get your
Right.
physical checkup, just go to the doctor, go to a therapist, and just ask them, hey, how do you think I'm doing? And just spend an hour with someone that's a professional in that area and can look at you and go, yeah, I think that feeling you're feeling in your, lymph nodes or something, or your glands, and this is this. Why don't we take a look at it and see what it is? I think it's a fantastic idea. It's expensive, so it's a reason that it might be a problem. But get your basics done, get your maintenance done, just like
Yeah.
you change the oil in your vehicle. Take care of yourself, seriously, because you don't want to get past that point where you're unable to.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah. Well, to kind of turning the page, so we kicked off the membership drive, and
Oh yeah.
I haven't really seen what's going on as far as things, but we got the episode out talking about membership, and I'm excited to see where it goes, because I think that there's a lot of people that are going to jump on with it, but I think also too, like, just the benefits that are going to come out of it to the organization as a whole. But no, I mean, I think that one of the things I was thinking about this past week, it was kind of interesting. I was actually, I was at church actually, and we were talking about just kind of the access you have to faith, and in the situation of hearing this phrase, it reminded me kind of how we operate through the National At Home Dad Network, and that's the fact that, like, the access to the organization is free, but the investment is the cost. Like, that's the investment is that's the other side to it. And I just, because I mean, in the faith version it was something different, but I won't get into that. But regardless, like, to me, like, that's, I think, one of the things, like, people, like, the guys need to realize, or anybody that's looking at any kind of organization that they're involved in, like, a lot of these organizations, like, it's free to access this, the connections and that kind of stuff. But if you really want to invest, have, like, just that closer connection with things, then you really have to consider it, jumping in and financially investing, like, how, however that looks. So hopefully that strikes a chord with some people. They maybe, hear that and makes a little bit more sense as to why it is that we have membership. Because I think too, that's their part. Like, there are people that ask all the time, hey, why do you have a membership fee? And that, I find that interesting when people say that, but at the same time, like, it makes sense. I get it. Like, we're group.
And we offer so much stuff for free. We really do. We're not looking to make a profit. We're not trying to make money. This isn't a business.
Yeah,
no
one's building a salary off of this.
We've had the Brian Dixon Scholarship Fund for years and years. And it's simply because we feel like the benefits of our convention are so great that we want to do our best to get dads there, even if they're not able to afford it.
Right.
If they need help with their airfare, or, maybe the hotel or the ticket or whatever, any part they need help with, we want to try to give that to them, because it's beneficial. And truly, the community that we're building and have been building for almost 30 years now,
yeah,
is such a benefit to any dad, especially an involved dad, an at-home dad, that, yeah, we're not going to charge you for that. That's not it. But we do have to keep the lights on,
Right.
and
Yeah.
membership has its perks. There are things that only members can get, especially during the membership drive. There's some very cool stuff that I'm hoping we can at least offer some of the things later on. But it's a commitment from us that we want you, our listeners, most of the listeners are probably at home dads. We want you to have a community that you can turn to, a place where you can learn about being a dad, learn about being an at-home dad, learn about being a caregiver, and all the other things that we offer. But the reason we ask for members is because it's not free for us. I mean, I'm just going to I know a couple of people on this call right now who have spent their personal money to get things done for the organization. Just the fact that we're doing a podcast, that was on your dime. We did your Zoom account for 3 years.
Yeah.
And that was something that the organization really didn't have the ability. I mean, I think we could have if we were like, no, we need this, and we'll make the money happen. We'll find the money. But it would have been same thing, someone giving it to the organization.
Yeah.
We don't
Well,
have
it's the same thing
profits.
It's the same
So-
thing with the Dad Lounge. I mean, because the same
Bingo.
Zoom account was used
That was
for
mine.
for
Yep.
that as well. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
and I was very proud and happy to have that service
Right.
available and stuff. But I'm
Uh-huh.
even more just happy as well that I can hand it back to the org, and that there's a way for it to be sustainable, and kind of have that solid spot where it's not like, oh, if Brock walks away and can't do something, like what's that going to do? And so for it to be in the hands of the board, and then to be able to have people get access to the Zoom link and be able to get to that kind of thing is way more important to me. So I think too, like you've got the idea that we have all these resources, and just the fact that it's kind of funny, like, we have all the resources. You can come get them anytime you want. But at the same time too, if you think about it, like, think of all the different things that you have access to just out in the world that, maybe after you've used it for a little while, you're like, like, I should probably like maybe cut them a check, kind of deal. Like,
Right.
I've been taking, a lot of different things. Like, here's, I have this opportunity to give back. And so that's kind of how I look at it too, with membership as well, as like just this opportunity to be like, hey, like, all right, I can do this. We can make this happen. So
Yeah.
I hopefully, basically people seeing the different announcements that we have coming up, that they'll take advantage of it. I'll have a little commercial thing coming out here pretty soon, since after I move everything over to my work computer, because since my other one died. But yeah, I think that there's some great things on the horizon, and I'm looking forward to just seeing how it all pans out. So if you haven't already gotten your membership, this is Danny and I saying, get on it. And,
Get on it. What are you doing? I'm disappointed
in.
No, I'm not disappointed.
Oh no.
Not disappointed. Not disappointed.
But yeah, so that's all we got for today, and we hope that y'all have a great week, and we'll talk to you next week. I'll be in a sling next week, so
Yeah.
but yeah, y'all have a good one. We'll talk to you later.
Good night, everybody.
I'm a dad, that's what I do.